Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, and now we are at the second video of the Dialogflow video series. In the previous video we learned how to set up Dialogflow in the console. If you haven't watched it yet, do give it a shot, but for others, in this video we will see how to integrate Dialogflow into your Android application. So without any further ado, let's get started. To make things easier and to make the tutorial straight to the point, I have made a base app with Chat UI made of components like a recycler view to show the chat between the user, and edit text to type the message, and an image button to send the message to the bot. I'll add the link to this base app on the description below so that you can clone it and get started along with me. If you also need a written tutorial of the same video, I have added it to my blog and have provided the link in the description below. Do check it out. First things first, we have to make sure that we have added the dependencies. So these two are the required dependencies for Dialogflow integration in Android. And now we have to add the internet permission. Now you need the key file from the Cloud Console for the project you created for Dialogflow. You can use it if you already have one, or you can create a new key by heading over to Dialogflow console and click on the settings. There you can actually see the service account which have been created. Click on the link. In the Google Cloud Console, make sure you are in your own project and click on the service account and click on the add key button, create new, and also make sure that the key type is set as JSON. Click on create. The file will be downloaded locally. Make sure you keep the file safe. Now that you have the JSON key, we can add it to our resource folder. Click on res and say new Android resource directory and set it as raw. If you already have the raw folder, you don't have to create one. So in the raw folder, I have created a file called credential.json where you have to paste the JSON file which you got from the Cloud Console. So to call the chatbot function, so what I have created is I have created a async class which runs in the background. The whole process of connecting to the chatbot and getting the reply I have done in the async task function. I'll add the file. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a new folder and naming it as helpers, and within that I'm creating a new file. Let's say send message in background. I'll add this file in the GitHub, and I'll add the link in the description below so you can check it out. So we just have to import all the classes. Once everything is imported, the class will look like this. So the next thing what we are going to do is we have to create an interface so that the written response is sent into the main activity. So the response which we are getting from the async class is detect intent response, which is also a class file from the Dialogflow package. So we can use the same. Let's say it has written response. So we have to initiate this interface here. The response here, I'm just simply calling the interface and passing the response. This way, any class which implements this particular interface will be receiving the response from the onPost execute method. So if you're looking into the main activity, you can simply see that I have a custom list of message class. This message class is nothing but a collection of a string and also a boolean, whether it is from the user or from the bot, so that we can modify the UI. If you look here, I have added a few strings in the list so that my recycler view is inflated and I can check with the UI. Nothing fancy. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just remove these things. For Dialogflow integration, we need three variables. So in the onCreate method, we have to set up the bot so that our Android app connects with the Dialogflow console. So this is the most crucial point. So pay attention to it, guys. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a new method called setup bot. So within here, as everyone would do, I'm just adding a try catch. Here we will be needing a few things. First is the input stream, which is a Java function. So what I'm doing here is I'm referring to the credential file. It is located at raw.credential. You don't have to add the extension name like credential.json or something. You just have to point the name of the file. So after that, you have to add the Google credentials. So I'm just passing the input stream and saving it as a credential, Google credentials. Then we have to fetch the project ID. This credentials contains all the essential things from the input stream, and in the input stream, the JSON file, I am just fetching only the project ID so that I don't have to manually enter the project ID anywhere. So this is the reason for the whole process. So this sessions client, we have to create a new session client, and I'm just passing the settings here. And another thing which we need is the session or the session name. So to check whether the setup board process is done properly, what we can do is what I'm doing is I'm logging the project ID fetched. I'm calling this method on create. So we got the project ID properly, which means the setup bot method is working properly. So what we have done so far is we have integrated the credential.json file into the project, and we have also made a proper connection, and we have also made the basic setup of the project done properly. So next thing what we have to do is we have to connect when the user types something and click on send, it have to send the message to the bot. So what we have to do is we have to call this async function which we have created in the helper class. We have to call this method and we have to check whether the process is doing properly. So let's get on to it. So I have already created one method called send message to bot. So this method is called when so this is actually not needed, sorry. So this method is called when the image button is clicked. It will fetch the message from the edit text, check whether the message is empty or not. If it is empty, it will show a toast. Please enter text. Sounds lame, but that's okay. So what it is doing is it will send the message to, it is calling the method called send message to bot, and it is refreshing the adapter. It is actually adding the sent message in the list so that it is shown in the recycler view. So our work from here is in this particular method. So here at first what I'm doing is we need this value called query input. I'll call this input. So here alternatively what we can do is we can just send the message to this function. We can pass the message here, and I'm setting the language field as English US, and I'm calling the build method. I'm somewhere, oh yeah. So now we have the input value. All we have to do is call the async function. So I'm calling it directly here. Send message in background. It repairs parameters. Yeah. One thing we have to do is we have to implement the interface to this main activity. Implements. I forgot the name of the interface. Yeah, bot reply. Implements bot reply. Implementing the methods. And session name is session name. Session client is client. And the query input is input. So what we have done here, we have created a query input and we are calling the async class to process the sent message along with all the required details like session client and everything else. What it is doing is it is doing in background, it is doing trying to connect with the bot, and it is fetching the return response as detect intent response, and it will pass the response to the interface method called callback. So after that we will be receiving the message return response from the bot in the callback. So our next work will be in this particular method. So what we have to do here, we have to check whether, first thing first is we have to check whether the return response is not equal to null. And I'm creating a string called bot reply. Return response dot get query result dot get fulfillment text. This fulfillment text is nothing but the return response from the bot. So if you look here, I'm also checking if the bot reply is empty or so. If it's not empty, I'm going to add it to the list. I'm going to show it to the recycler view. So I'm adding it to the list. And is it a message received? Yeah, it is a message received from the bot. And I'm just going to notify this adapter recycler. This is the adapter of the recycler view, and I'm also going to scroll the recycler view to the bottommost position. So what we can do is we can get the size of the list and reduce it to -1, so which is the last position. We might also need to null check here. So that's done. We just have to handle the else cases. So here what I'm doing is I will be something went wrong. And this has failed to connect. Yeah. So what it will do is once the async function is done processing, on post execute it will call the interface method called callback, so which was implemented in the main activity. I'm just checking whether the response is not equal to null. If it is null, it will show the toast has failed to connect. This is just a lame way to show the toast. I'm just doing it for the tutorial purpose. You can tweak it in any way as whatever you want. If it is not null, we will fetch the string within the result, which is the bot reply. I'm also checking whether the bot reply is not empty. Only then I'm adding it to the list. I'm notifying the adapter, and I'm also scrolling the recycler view to its last position. So I'm just cross checking whether I have done everything properly. So the send message to bot is called on click of button send. Oh, I forgot to add the execute option. My mistake. Haha. Okay, so it will execute. It will function the thing in the background. So let's check guys. I'm just sending a simple hi. Super. The bot replies with hello, how can I help you? So this is a default intent. I am checking with the store timing class, which store timing intent which we have created. So I'm just asking, are you open now? So it replies with the store is open now. That is all for this video, guys. If you need any clarification, or if you face any problems, or if you find any better alternative for Dialogflow, do let me know in the comment section. You can also follow us on our Instagram page and direct message me there if it is convenient for you. Also, if you like this video, do like the video and subscribe for many more future content. Until then, this is Vignesh signing off.